I'm Daphne Richards. Since it's tree planting season, it's a great time to talk about mulching around trees. How much should you use? How far from the trunk? Pile it up? Spread it wide? When thinking about this question, I took a walk around my neighborhood. I live in a newish subdivision, so most of the trees are 5 years old and less, and most of them are still mulched. Mulching is a common practice around newly planted trees, and for good reason. Mulch holds in moisture and insulates the soil against extreme heat and cold. Young trees especially really benefit from a little extra protection, a buffer zone around their roots, while they're getting established. Unfortunately, most newly planted trees are mulched incorrectly, with mulch piled up against the trunk, often in a volcano pile, with the tree trunk in the middle of the crater. Combine this with the fact that most trees are planted too deeply, and you've got a situation that's detrimental to tree health. First, give the trunk at least a few inches of breathing room, using about a 3-inch depth of mulch. Finer aggregate mulch tends to pile better, creating a better barrier against evaporation and soil erosion. Plus, finer aggregate mulch will break down better over time, adding organic matter to the surrounding soil. Since it does break down, mulch should be replenished or replaced. Spring and fall are good times for that. Try to expand the circle of mulch out to the drip line, which is about where the furthest branches expand from the tree. The feeder roots, those that take up water and nutrients, will be located at and beyond this point. So this is the most critical area to protect. With the lack of rainfall and extreme summer heat in the last few years, young trees need all the help they can get during the first decade or so of their young lives. But if you compare new neighborhoods to those in older parts of town with 100-plus-year-old live oak trees in some front yards, you'll notice that mulching around large, mature trees is not as common, and many of them are even surrounded with St. Augustine grass. Once a tree is well established, it's more efficient at taking up water. Also, maintaining mulch around such large trees is challenging for homeowners, but as long as you're watering slowly and deeply, mature trees will be just fine in those situations. Our plant this week is coral honeysuckle, Lonicera sempervirens. This native vine is a great choice for a very tall trellis, since it can easily trail up to 20 feet tall if given the proper support. While evergreen in warmer parts of the nation, it's semi-evergreen in central Texas, usually losing its leaves very late and putting on new ones very quickly. Coral honeysuckle gets rather woody, especially at the base, so you might consider some medium-height perennial plantings in front of it to liven it up a bit. The real showstopper on this plant is the gorgeous tubular flowers, which are hummingbird magnets from very early spring through early summer. The leaves are glossy and arranged opposite each other on the stems, creating a very interesting, uncommon look. Many of our well-adapted vines are a bit aggressive, but coral honeysuckle is pretty easy to keep under control, making it a perfect choice for most busy gardeners. Our viewer pick this week is from Amber Simon of her beautiful Texas Star Hibiscus. Thanks, Amber! We'd love to hear from you, so please visit us at klru.org/ctg to send us your questions and plants from your garden.